So let's find another video clip so then we can end this video. So let's go into our video clips here. Let's take Delicious Soup 11, drag it into our preview window, and we'll notice that it's dropped in here. Now this is a long video clip and we don't want to use the whole thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to select in points and out points. So that's where the video clip will start and that's where the video clip will end. So let's find which point we want to start our video. And let's go to, how about we'll finish the video off with some stirring action. We can either scroll back and forth in the timeline if we want to go through quickly, or we can push space and watch the video as it plays out. And there we are stirring. So say this is where we want to start the video. We can either push I, and that will set our in point, or we can click this button here, and that sets our in point. And we'll see here that there is time code, so this just tells you exactly where you are in your video. 41 seconds, 11 frames, so that's where our in point is. And let's just play it for a bit and fast forward, and that's where we want it to end. So we can either click O for out on our keyboard, or we can click this to set our out point. So our in point is at 41 seconds, 11 frames. Our out point is at 45 seconds, 26 frames. And we'll notice that it automatically calculates the exact length of the clip at 4 seconds and 15 frames. Now we don't want the audio for this clip, we just want the video because the music is playing. So if we click the audio icon, it's no longer selected. So when we drag this down into our timeline, it's only going to drag the video. So let's do that now and drop it on the end. And let's zoom in here by pushing the up arrow. And here's our previous shot, and here's the shot that we just inserted. And that looks pretty good. Let's just play that and see. Now let's go to the end here. We can see that our video runs longer than our audio. So if we want to shorten our video, it's as simple as clicking the end of the video, holding down your mouse button and dragging it back. So you can just drag it all the way back, drag it all the way forward until you get it to the exact point where you want, which is right there, and that's shortened our video clip. Now another helpful option is the titling option. So let's go to back to the beginning. At the beginning here, you'll notice this is just a still frame. This is a picture frame that I uploaded. So let's use that as the background for our title. So down here we have the title bar. And adding a title is as easy as clicking on that line and typing in what you want. We'll call this Super Soup. Hit enter, and we'll see in our window here now that the title has appeared. So we have options now to manipulate the size and style of our font. We go down to our timeline and right click, and that opens up our font window. Now what we can do with this is we can drag it down and up, and you'll see that scales it up and down. And over here we can select which part of the frame we want it to be in. If we want it in the center, the top, let's go with centered on the left side. And let's scroll up the size a little bit. If we click the A, we can select different colors, and you'll see in the window that that affects the font. Let's go with kind of an orange. And you can also affect the transparency if you want it to be see-through or if you want it to be solid. Let's go with solid. And if we click outside of the A in the black frame, this affects the border. So let's take that down to 0. So now we just have the font superimposed over our background. And let's just make that a little bit bigger to fill in the space. And let's make it a little oranger so it stands out better. There we go. Close that down. Now when we play this back, you'll notice we actually have a title in there. But our title ends before our backdrop ends. So the same as we drag the video clip at the end, we can just click this here and drag it to make it longer. And we want to go right to the end of our title frame. So now we'll see it plays all the way through. Something else that we can do that adds a nice effect to our videos, when we're on edit, we have an option to add a transition, which is this button here. If we click that, it's added a transition. Now we'll zoom in here so it's easier to see. You'll notice this slanted triangle, and as we scroll over that, we'll notice that it slowly fades into the next shot. So there's a transition that we've added in. Now if we right click on that transition, another window will open up giving us more options. So let's just see what these do here. We can do the ever popular star wipe, Or we can do a circle wipe. Or any of these other options. So let's go to the circle wipe. Now let's scroll back in our timeline and push spacebar to play and watch that back. Now that's a little bit too fast. It's a little hard to see. So if we want to make the transition longer, the same way as we dragged our video clips and our titles, you click the end of the triangle and you just drag it, and you'll see the triangle follows as we scroll along, and that makes it a longer transition. So let's scroll back, push spacebar to watch that again, and there it is. And let's zoom out again on our timeline. And that's pretty much the final video the way we want it. Scroll through real quickly here. Now what we do is we go into our timeline window and we click that, and we can title our clip. So let's go with Super Soup. Hit enter. Now that's retitled that. Now in order to save this, we click our timeline window and we simply drag it into our media window. And we'll see, there we have it. Super Soup is a new video clip in there. Now that we're happy with our final video clip, we want to get it back into the AMC so we can share the video clip with everybody else. It's as easy as clicking it and dragging it into the submit button. And it'll say videos submitted. Click OK. So now that we've submitted our video to AMC, let's go back to our profile and check on our dashboard. And we'll see, here it is. Here's our final video. Let's click it and play it. So that's a quick overview of editing in Forscene.